DuckDB, the in-process OLAP database, can run anywhere. It supports multiple client languages, and as today, a significant portion of its usage comes from Python and the DuckDB CLI. For some users, the CLI can feel intimidating, especially if they prefer a user interface. And let's be honest, exploring data in the CLI can be cumbersome. But DuckDB, in partnership with MotherDuck, just released a local DuckDB UI. So let's talk about how this can transform your local data exploration experience. So to get started with the UI, you can install the CLI. There is a one command line curl that you can use. If you're on macOS, you can just do pro install DuckDB, and you have also other installation method that I'll put in the description. Finally, when you launch DuckDB, you can directly put -UI to launch DuckDB UI. What is happening behind the scenes is that DuckDB is installing and loading the DuckDB UI extension. DuckDB has an extension mechanism for various things, like reading over Parquet or Iceberg, and DuckDB UI is one of it. So a local web server has been launched, and I can click on this link and I will get a local SQL Notebook interface. So we have four main areas in this UI. The first one is here, the catalog. As you can see, it's pretty empty. So you can run the example, and here I'm gonna create a table based on a remote Parquet file. You see now my table is created, and if I click on it, I'm gonna have the second area of the UI, which is the table explorer. This gives me direct information about each of the columns. I can directly see what's the latest, earliest date of this data set and various other metrics on other type of column. I can of course click and attach a local or remote database with just a path. So here, for example, I'm attaching another database over I believe S3. And you see now I have the remote station database added with the station table. And again, I can click and see through the table explorer. So let's go a bit over the SQL notebook. You can create multiple notebook, name it, and it will be stored locally. You can expect all the fancy shortcut that you would have in any notebook. So if I do select Mandarin as Duck, I want to run this one. I do Command Enter. I can create other cell and of course use the arrow key to switch between cell. I can toggle command by doing Command / and it's toggle into a SQL command. And of course, we load stuff from the cloud, but it works really fast with local file. So here I'm gonna create a table, and you see I have autocomplete on the command. Hacker News as select command from a local Parquet file, which is in the current directory. So this Parquet file is actually almost 10 GB of data. So now it's over there. Let's look at the table explorer. You see we have 42.7 million rows. And so now if I'm exploring this data set a bit, let's do 100,000 lines, for example, you see that I have the nice UI where I can display which column I want to display, sort it out. And I have also the column explorer, which is based on the result of my query. So you see here, I can see I have a bit of a sample from data up to 2008 and up to the latest of April 2024. And of course, if you want to crunch the data against such a data set, it's also super fast. Here I'm extracting the top domains shared on Hacker News from 2016 to 2025. That's the data set. And you see in less than a second, I'm processing over more than 40 million of rows and getting the top domains, which is GitHub, then YouTube, then medium.com, as often articles are being shared on Hacker News. Finally, you may have seen this button here right there, which is sign on to MotherDuck. If you already have an account and you click there, you can sign up. And now you still have the local UI, but as you can see, you have access to all your cloud database, the one are shared. So for example, you can start create the sample data, which is database that any MotherDuck user get access to with a couple of sample of data from Hacker News, Stack Overflow, or New York City. So let's say if I'm query this database and the New York City service complaint to run and see what is the most complaint from New York City service, and I see it's like heat, hot water, and the second is the noise. All of that now leveraging the cloud compute and the cloud storage, still using the same UI. All right, that's it. A smooth, powerful, and easy way to explore data locally with DuckDB UI. If you have any feature requests, you can head over the GitHub repository. And in the meantime, keep quacking and keep coding in the UI.